Which business model is better in 2026? A digital product store or traditional dropshipping? Today, we put them side by side and give you a clear answer. But first, let's freshen things up. With dropshipping, you sell a physical product and your supplier ships it straight to the buyer. You keep the difference. As for digital products, you sell a digital file, an online course, or even a ready-made store. There's no shipping, the product is delivered straight to the buyer's inbox, and you can then sell the same thing 1,000 times. We're going to compare the two models using this table and define a winner in each category. Let's begin with startup costs. With digital products, they're super low. There's nothing to buy up front. Well, we can count a subscription for an AI service or an app, but that's it. Even if you decide to hire a designer, it's still comparably cheap. Dropshipping costs way more. You'll have to order samples to test the products, create a website, and pay for a number of necessary apps for it. The point goes to digital. Now, let's compare the market size. The market for physical stuff is just bigger. People are used to buying tangible items. You don't have to convince anyone that a product worth owning is worth paying for. Compare that to digital products, where many people still think it's not worth paying for a PDF file. I can Google it myself. Why pay? The point goes to dropshipping. Next is the margin. There's a clear advantage to digital products. Say you sell a template pack for $30. Take out a small platform or payment fee, and almost all of it is still yours. Now take a dropshipper selling a $30 gadget. The supplier takes a cut, ads take more, and you could be left with just a few dollars. Point to digital. But dropshipping has something digital can't match. Physical products are way easier to show on camera. You can hold the thing, demo it in action, and film an unboxing. You can show functionality, build quality, color, and packaging. A gadget that solves an annoying problem can sell itself in a short clip. Good luck trying to film an unboxing of a 2-page PDF. It just doesn't work the same way. Point to dropshipping. Then there's logistics and returns. With digital products, there aren't any. You have nothing to ship, so nothing gets lost and nothing returns. Even if a customer doesn't like your digital product, the refund happens in a few clicks. Dropshipping is the opposite. You have to deal with the whole thing: shipping delays, product complaints, and refund requests. And if there are too many of them, you may even have to hire a customer support specialist. Point to digital. Dropshipping is great for impulse buys. You see a cool product and boom, you want it, you grab it. Digital products are slower to sell. We're just not used to paying for stuff that we can't hold. A lot of people look at a digital product and think, why pay for this? I could probably just Google the answer myself. So it takes more convincing. Point to dropshipping. By the way, if you want to know how impulse buying really works, we've got a video about that. Now, let's talk about supplier dependence. In the case of dropshipping, it's vice versa. You wholly depend on a supplier. The supplier can raise the price, run out of stock, produce a faulty batch, and you can hardly control it. When you create a digital product, it belongs to you. Nobody else controls it. You can sell it anywhere you want, change it how you like, and it never runs out of stock. By the way, nowadays, with AI tools, you can make digital products fast, even if you're not a designer or coder. But there's an even easier option. We at Sellvia, for example, give you a full digital product store filled with products, so you can start selling right away. Links in the description, with a nice offer. Okay, point goes to digital. And finally, let's talk about growth potential. A digital product store is easy to grow at first. You don't pay more to sell more, so adding sales is simple. But there's a ceiling. You're selling to people who are willing to pay for digital stuff. That crowd is smaller. At some point, you run out of new buyers and growth slows down. A dropshipping store is harder to grow because every new order costs you more money and more shipping, but the upside is huge. The market for physical products is massive, so there's almost always room to sell more. With enough budget and the right products, a dropshipping store can turn into a real company with staff, warehouses, and steady sales. Point to dropshipping, but with a caveat I'll address in a second. Well, let's see the results. We've got a tie. But what's the caveat? Well, these two models have different aims. One is made for growing big, the other for keeping things easy. So the winner really depends on what you're after. Let's break that down. If you want to grow into a serious business with employees, a warehouse, customer support, and potentially create your own brand, then choose dropshipping. But keep in mind that you have to be constantly running ads, making content, and keeping an eye on the market. It's a real job and a real investment, not something you can set up and forget. We've already covered the topic of dropshipping brands turned into big businesses. Watch it here or click the link in the description. Now, digital products. No restocking, no shipping, no refunds. There's some setup work at the start for sure, but after that, digital products keep selling on autopilot. Well, there's a demand. Sure, you'll also have to be wary of trends, see where your competitors are going, and look for new demand in your niche. But it's much, much less hassle than dropshipping. And with some patience, that side income can turn into a steady stream you can count on. So don't ask which one is the better business. Ask which one suits your life the most. If this helped you, hit subscribe. And if you've already picked a side, tell me which one in the comments. I read them all.